Clint Cosgrove with Rivals.com here with Utah head football coach Kyle Whittingham. Coach, thanks for coming on. We just talked about it, but a little quieter today than it has been in Februaries of past.
Yeah, with the advent of the new signing day, which is now, 4 or 5 years old. I can't remember exactly when it was implemented, but the vast majority of your signees, at least our signees, are coming in that mid-December signing day. And I would say when it first got implemented, we probably signed half our class on that particular day. And then it's just gotten more concentrated as far as our signees on that particular day ever since. And now we're up to pretty much every guy we sign, with rare exception, is in that early signing period.
For sure. Definitely evolved over the years, and I'm sure it will continue to. Now, you guys are coming off a huge season. Congratulations. Big time team, went to the Rose Bowl. How do you leverage that success when recruiting, especially on a national level?
Yeah, well, the best way to enhance your recruiting is through winning on the field. And so, and particularly if you can win on big stages. We were on national TV several times this year, obviously culminating with the Rose Bowl. And even though we didn't win that game, it was still great exposure for our program. And so we're building our brand little by little. We've been in the Pac-12 about 11 years now, and 10, 11 years. And so we feel that we've steadily been able to get our brand out there, and probably never more than this year, since we've been in the Pac-12. This is the biggest opportunity for us. We had some good opportunities prior to the Pac-12, playing in a couple BCS games, but I think our brand is as strong as it's ever been right now.
For sure. And along with that comes, signing some headliners, some well-known prospects, both in-state and out. Let's talk about a guy who Utah fans are obviously very familiar with the last name, Barton. He's had some brothers come through the program. What does it mean to land a kid of his caliber and also a legacy of the program?
Well, I think he's one of the best linebackers in the country. He had two older brothers that played here, as you mentioned. They're both in the NFL, Jackson Barton and Cody Barton. So he comes from really good stock. His sister is actually a multi-sport athlete here at Utah as well. And so the Barton family has been really synonymous with the University of Utah. Getting Lander was a huge signee for us. He will finish early. He's not here just yet, but he'll be here for spring football. So he'll enroll in the next 3 or 4 weeks and be ready to go through spring with us, which is a big advantage for him and us.
Yeah, for sure. And, there won't be much of a culture shock when he gets there, like there are with some,
Right.
new signees. He knows what he's walking into, especially with the family connections. Now, on a national level, another guy who would be considered a headliner, and we know how much you love to run the football, Coach, and, Jalen Glover out of Florida. We know you put a premium on running the ball, and I'm sure that helps when recruiting a back of his caliber. But how do you go into SEC country and steal a guy like that?
Well, it's a good question, because it was a huge get for us. He was the Florida Gatorade Player of the Year. Just an outstanding job of recruiting by Kyle McDonald, who's no longer with us, but he was the lead recruiter on Jalen, and we got on him early in his career and identified him early, and just went through the recruiting process, brought him out here on a visit. Him and his family fell in love with the place. They believe in what we're doing. As you mentioned, us being a committed to the run football team didn't hurt our chances, certainly. But he's a guy that we're really excited about. Went for over 6,000 yards in Florida, and again, the Player of the Year. And if you're the Player of the Year in Florida, you're a pretty good football player. So we're excited about Jalen.
No question, especially at that position in Florida. A lot of good players, as you know. Now, let's talk about this. You guys are known also, not only, landing some star names, but you develop your talent. You do a great job of doing that. And part of that is identifying and evaluating the right guys, projecting them out. Tell me about a guy like, Devin Lloyd. He flies under the radar. He maybe falls through the cracks, and you guys do a great job of identifying, evaluating, getting him up there, and he turns into a star. Tell me about the process of finding a guy like him, projecting him out, and how you go about doing that.
Yeah, well, it's first of all, it's not an exact science. You're not always right by any means, but But we've had a lot of success through the years of doing exactly what you just outlined, finding the players with the raw material that we think have a tremendous upside. Maybe they're, they got the big frame and they just need to add weight. Maybe they're out of position and we project them at a different spot. There's a lot of different things that go into the evaluation, but the bottom line is our assistant coaches, who are the ones on the front lines, have done a phenomenal job of identifying those, I guess you could call them diamonds in the rough, or guys with the high ceiling guys. And then we get them in the program, then it's our job to develop those guys and manage them and make sure that they reach their maximum potential. And that's a mantra of ours: recruit, develop, and manage. And that's really the basis of what we do in recruiting. And you can't make a living completely with those type of guys. You still got to get in on some of the 4 stars and the more ready-made guys. We don't develop every single guy that we get in the program. Some come to us ready to play, but that has really been a backbone of our success through the years, is identifying those guys, getting them here, and through our strength program and what our assistant coaches do on the field, getting them ready to play and turning them into really good players.
Yeah, no question. And, Devin's definitely a great example of that. I don't want to take too much of your time, and we'll kind of leave with this. The transfer portal has obviously changed a lot in college football recruiting. I know you guys don't necessarily, try to make a living doing that, but, you do dabble in it a little bit. Just give me your approach to the transfer portal and overall philosophy on, what you look to get out of it.
Okay, first of all, I think we've had a lot of positives since the transfer portal, the new rules were put in place. I think we've benefited more than it's hurt us. It does cut both ways, but I think, like I said, we've had success bringing the right guys in to fit our culture and to help us out. To me, what the transfer portal has done is really not exclusively, but almost exclusively taken the place of junior college recruiting. You used to go for immediate help at a position where you need a guy to come in ready to play through the JC ranks. But now that you've got the portal, you've got guys that have proven themselves at our level, at the Division I level. And so, to me, it's a supplement to what you do with your high school recruiting. And it's been, we believe in it, and I think other schools have said the same thing. Your high school recruiting is your draft, and the portal is your free agency. And so that's how we look at it. We're probably 3 or 4 to 1, 3 or 4 high school kids to every portal player that we'll bring in. And that means you get about, 5 or 6 portal guys a year. I think that's about the right number, at least for us here at Utah.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect number. You don't want to, live and die by it, because then it becomes a cycle. But I just appreciate you coming on, Coach. Congratulations on a great season. Kyle Whittingham with Utah football. Look forward to talking to you, hopefully on next signing day.
Okay, Clint, really appreciate you having me on. Thank you.